Do you own any Bitcoin? If you do, stick around because you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Hey everyone, this is Chris Tan, and on this video, we're going to talk about why your Bitcoins could be worth more than what you think. Okay, so let's start with this. For those that don't know, a Bitcoin can be subdivided into 8 decimal places. In other words, you can divide it up to 100 millionth of a Bitcoin, which is the lowest denomination of a Bitcoin that they call a Satoshi. Now, the interesting thing is that not all Satoshis are created equal. There are some Satoshis that are worth more than other Satoshis. And this was discussed by the inventor of ordinal theory, Casey Rodarmor. And he came up with an index to be able to determine the uniqueness of these Satoshis. It's called the Rodarmor Rarity Index. Now, what are the different types of Satoshis and how is it unique? I'll give you an example. Can you imagine if you owned a Satoshi from one of the 10,000 Bitcoins used to buy that first pizza using Bitcoin? Or what if you actually have a Satoshi from the Genesis block, the first block that Satoshi Nakamoto mined? Do you think that would be worth a lot? I think that would be a collector item right there. And that's what I mean by not all Satoshis are created equal. Some are going to be more valuable than other Satoshis. So with that, let's go through the Rodarmor Rarity Index. Okay, there are 6 categories of Satoshis. The first one is the common Satoshis. The common Satoshi is 99% of all Satoshis. It's pretty much all Satoshis except for the first Satoshi of each block. How common is common? There are 2.1 quadrillion common Satoshis. The next category is the uncommon category. The uncommon category are the first Satoshis of each block. So I want you to imagine this. Every 10 minutes, a new block is created. And the first Satoshi of every new block created is considered an uncommon Satoshi. And how uncommon is it? There are only 6,929,999 uncommon Satoshis. Now let's talk about the rare Satoshi. A rare Satoshi is the first Satoshi of the first block mined after a difficulty adjustment period. Now, the adjustment period happens every 2016 blocks, or approximately every 2 weeks. Now, how rare is this? There are only 3,437 rare Satoshis. Now, something that's more unique than rare is the epic Satoshi. An epic Satoshi is the first sat in the first block immediately after the halving. And a halving only happens every 4 years. And in the entire life of Bitcoin, there will only be 32 halving events. So that means there are only 32 of these epic Satoshis. Now, there's something else that's more unique than an epic Satoshi. It's called the legendary sats. The legendary sats, as of today, have not been mined. Because the legendary sat is the first Satoshi of the first block of a halving that coincides and happens at the same time as an adjustment in the difficulty period. And that only happens every 6 halvings, which means that it only happens every 24 years. So the first legendary sat will only be mined in 2032. And there will only be 5 legendary sats. And last but not least, which is the rarest one of all, is the mythic sat, which is the first Satoshi from the Genesis block, block 0, the one that was mined by the creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. And there is only one of that. And that is the mythical sat, because there is no way to be able to get that Satoshi unless you know the password or the 16-word phrase of Satoshi Nakamoto's wallet. Now, on top of this rarity index, there are also a lot of other Satoshis that are considered rare because of certain events in Bitcoin's history. And let's go through that right now. First, there's the vintage sats. These are the sats mined in the first 1,000 blocks. Then there's the Nakamoto sats. These are the sats mined by Satoshi Nakamoto. Then there's the palindrome sats. As the name suggests, these are Satoshis whose numbers you can read forward and backward and it's the same thing. For example, if the Satoshi number is 1234321, that would be a palindrome. Then there's also the pizza sats. These are the Satoshis that are part of the 10,000 Bitcoins used to buy that first pizza transaction. And then there's the Block 9 sats. Block 9 sats are Satoshis from Block 9, which are the oldest Satoshis in circulation. And then there's Block 78. Block 78 are the Satoshis that were mined by Hal Finney, which is the first person to ever mine Bitcoin aside from Satoshi Nakamoto. So these rare Satoshis that I mentioned to you are worth more than the current price of a Satoshi. At the time of making this video, one Satoshi is equal to 0.000638 US dollars. Now let's see how much some of these Satoshis are worth, and if you don't have it in your wallet, where can you buy them? And later, I'm going to also share with you how you can find out if you may be holding on to one of these rare Satoshis. Okay, first of all, where can you buy these rare Satoshis? I actually go to magiceden.io to be able to buy these rare Satoshis. As you can see here, if you click on Magic Eden and you go to Rare Sats, there, the collections come out. You can see these collections from Palindrome, Vintage, Uncommon, Nakamoto, Block 9. Now, if you go down the list here, it's the same thing. So we can look at other types of Satoshis. If you look at the first entry here, this is a Palindrome Satoshi. Okay, if we scroll down here now, you're going to see other types of Satoshis like the Pizza Satoshi. And in this case, there's 548 Pizza Satoshis. It will cost you 7.9 Satoshi per Pizza Satoshi. And since there's 548 of them, it's going to cost you 0.000049 Bitcoins, or roughly $3 to be able to buy the 548 Satoshis. Now, it says here that the buying has been broadcasted, so it's not available yet. So we'll scroll down to something that's already available. For example, these ones. So this one is the Hitman. Is the Satoshis allegedly involved in the transaction made by Ross Ulbricht to hire a hitman? And this one, there's 602 of them, which cost 11 Satoshis per Hitman Satoshi, which will cost you about $4.60. Okay, and now this one right here is from Block 286. These are sats mined by Satoshi from the second ever Bitcoin transaction. So as you can see here, it's Block 286. Mined by Satoshi Nakamoto, and it's considered a vintage sat because it's part of the first 1,000 blocks of Bitcoin. So this one, 602 Satoshis, which is about $5. So to be able to buy these Satoshis, you need to have a wallet connected to Magic Eden. So you can use the Magic Eden wallet. What I use is the Xverse wallet, which is a non-custodial wallet that you can connect to Magic Eden. And you can use this wallet to be able to buy these rare Satoshis on Magic Eden. And that's how you buy these rare Satoshis. Now, before you buy the Satoshis, I'd recommend you first check your wallet to see if you possibly already own some of these rare Satoshis. So how do you check if you have rare Satoshis? All you have to do is have a non-custodial wallet, copy your Bitcoin wallet address, and then you paste it onto sating.io. And then you click check, and it'll say here whether you have any rare Satoshis or not. And as you can see here, I don't have any rare Satoshis. And if you're lucky, you might find that you actually own some of these rare Satoshis. And if you do, make sure not to use those Satoshis because they're worth so much more than the actual price of a Bitcoin. Now, you're probably thinking, if you have a rare sat, how do you separate it or split it from all the other common sats? You can actually use Magic Eden to be able to do that. Or there's another website you can use called magicsat.io, and they have a tutorial on how to split your rare sats. And there you have it, everyone. Now get your non-custodial wallets out and find out if you own one of these rare sats. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to write it in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. And my wish is that some of you actually find some of these rare sats in your wallets. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the notification bell so you're notified of my latest videos. Thanks everyone, this is Chris Tan. I'll see you guys on the next video.